Why does the mind create monsters in the dark? When the lights go out, the world does not simply disappear. It transforms. Shapes lose definition. Distance becomes uncertain. Sound carries farther and feels closer at the same time. In this altered state, the brain shifts from observation to interpretation. It no longer asks, "What is there?" but instead, "What could be there?" This shift is subtle, but powerful. It marks the moment when imagination begins to override reality. The mind is not built to tolerate emptiness. Silence, darkness, and stillness create a vacuum, and the brain rushes to fill it. In that space, memories blend with instinct. Past fears resurface, often without warning. A childhood nightmare, a half-remembered story, a shadow once mistaken for something alive. All of these fragments combine into something new, something undefined, yet emotionally real. This is why fear in the dark feels different from fear in daylight. Daytime fear has edges. It can be analyzed, questioned, and confronted. Fear in the dark has no clear shape. It exists everywhere and nowhere at once. The mind cannot isolate it, so it spreads. The unknown becomes more frightening than any specific threat could ever be. Biologically, this response is ancient. Long before artificial light existed, darkness meant vulnerability. Predators hunted at night. Human senses were weaker after sunset. Those who remained alert to every sound and movement had a better chance of surviving until morning. Over thousands of years, this vigilance became instinct. The human nervous system learned that darkness equals danger, and that lesson was passed down through generations. Even now, in safe homes and illuminated cities, the body does not forget. The nervous system reacts before logic can intervene. Heart rate increases. Muscles tense. Hearing sharpens. The body prepares for impact, even if the threat exists only in imagination. The mind, trying to make sense of this sudden tension, creates an image to match it. That image becomes the monster. These monsters are not random. They are shaped by personal fears, cultural symbols, and emotional experiences. A person who fears loss may imagine something watching from the dark, waiting to take something away. Someone who fears judgment may feel watched. Someone who fears the unknown may sense a presence without a form. The monster is never arbitrary. It reflects something internal that has not yet been understood. Over time, society gave these internal fears names and stories. Demons, spirits, shadow figures, and creatures of the night became shared symbols for what people could not explain. Myths allowed fear to be externalized, told, and shared. They gave structure to anxiety and transformed private dread into collective storytelling. In doing so, humans found a way to live with their fear rather than be consumed by it. Even today, in a world filled with light and technology, darkness still holds power. The mind does not fully trust what it cannot see. Silence still feels heavy. A dark room can still trigger unease, even when reason says there is nothing to fear. This is not weakness. It is the echo of an ancient survival system that once kept humanity alive. Understanding this changes how we see fear. The monsters in the dark are not enemies to be destroyed. They are signals. They point toward uncertainty, vulnerability, and parts of ourselves that we have not fully faced. When acknowledged, they lose their grip. When ignored, they grow louder. In the end, the mind does not create monsters to harm us. It creates them to protect us. The darkness does not contain threats by default. It simply reflects what we carry within. And when we learn to look into it without turning away, the monsters slowly lose their form, not because they were defeated, but because they were understood.